My name is Gianni Russo, a.k.a. Carlo, the infamous son-in-law from The Godfather. I'm now known as the Hollywood Godfather, and this is my story.
Before all of the wins in my portfolio, I was a little boy diagnosed with polio. Experimenting with cures, I tried every one. Felt everything in my right, but my left was numb. Walking with a limp, like will I ever run? Once again, or is this it? Am I forever done? Living in the hospital was never fun. Some people were cool, but not everyone.
Welcome, everybody. It's time for another Hollywood Godfather podcast. And before we get into our exciting show, let me introduce the lady of the night. Not this night, but every night, Jeannie Raymond. How are you, my love?
Hi, everyone. The lady of the evening.
Lady of the evening.
That's right. Hello, hello. So glad to see you. So happy to be on.
And Mike.
Hey guys, what's going
Hollywood Kid. I love saying that. The Hollywood Kid.
We're in the house tonight. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun, Johnny and Jeannie. As always.
I got to share with our audience, and we really got to. I want to say thank you first of all for the people who stopped me over the weekend. I was at Mar-a-Lago for 72 hours, and it was insane. The Donald was there, and I mean this guy has got stamina nobody has. It was 1:30 in the morning Saturday night. So I got to go to bed. I'll see you later. Well, I am the senior citizen. We were laughing. But there was another guy that's so close to me for years, who's older than me, and he was right there going, 91 years old, man. But
Fantastic.
I think we have a promising election year coming up now that these people are starting to get a little coherent of the importance of Mr. Trump to us in the world. And so we're going to have some fun there too, eventually with him. And I know we have a question about somebody sent in a request for a show with a family I happen to know for a long time. Mike, you want to introduce this?
Yes. We got a request from someone named Jerry out in Las Vegas. Jerry asked if we could do a show on the Gucci dynasty, the Gucci family. Everybody's obviously familiar with the Gucci brand. So, obviously they made a movie in 2021, I believe. Ridley Scott was the director, very famous director. And
Pacino played him, right?
Pacino played Aldo. We want to talk about Aldo Gucci tonight because he was the oldest of, I believe it was 6 brothers. Could have been 5. One of them died young. I don't know which one. But anyways, so we want to talk a little bit about the Gucci dynasty, the rise and the fall of the Gucci dynasty. Because, Johnny, when you got so many chefs in that kitchen, let me tell you, because the first generation of kids, there was the father, Gucci. I mean, I don't know how you keep up with this. And if anybody on my Italian friends out there, they know Gucci in Italian is a rabbit. So that's what these people are pretty much doing. They were doing this all day long.
I mean, Gucci, that's a Napolitan. To us, yeah, but see, I'm Sicilian. A Gucci, Ugunillo is a rabbit.
I told you, I had 400 rabbits in my backyard when I grew up as a kid. They didn't die of natural causes. I can promise. I hate to say.
We used to call them Italian chickens.
Yeah.
You'd raise them and we'd eat them.
Delicious. If anybody, our audience never had rabbit, I mean, when you go to a restaurant, see if they get it on the menu. They can make it for
like sweet chicken. It's phenomenal.
Fantastic. I grew up on it.
In fact, when I bought my Riva when I was 21, for people who don't know what that is, an Italian-made boat. It's 148 foot. And I went to Gucci, and for 5 years, I only wore white clothes, Gucci, but they didn't get the idea of it because the G, I said it was my initial, Gianni.
Yeah. But the Gucci brand, everybody's familiar with it. The Tom Ford took over a little while ago in the early 90s, I believe, and took it to another.
Yeah. Well, he took it over the top. I mean,
he just took it.
And then he left them to create his own, but
yeah. I
mean,
he was doing
Gucci, forget about it. He's a nice guy too.
I think when Tom Ford took over, they were doing somewhere like 200-300 million. Not obviously, that's gross. But then when he came aboard with the fashion shows and the way he designed the clothes, he was in the $1 billion mark, and he took it to a new level. But let's get into the beginning of the Gucci family.
Take us there.
Again, they made a movie. Ridley Scott, Al Pacino, Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, Selma
I wish
Hayek.
they left Lady Gaga out. Maybe they used it because it was a G. Lady Gaga. Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga. My Italian friends out there. Well, I'm not going to translate that for you. But anyways, so the father, as I said earlier, Gucci. Okay. Right. Young guy, Florence, Italy, which is a beautiful, beautiful part of Italy. Young guy says, you know what? There's nothing going on over here in Florence. I want to go to the UK and England. So he gets a job at the Savoy Hotel. I'm sure you're well aware of this, Johnny.
Yeah,
the Savoy Hotel, very, very famous. All the rich, the hoi polloi are there. And believe it or not, he gets a job as a dishwasher. Hello.
Wow.
He's a dishwasher. And, but he's a sharp guy. And, when you grow up around that rich people and you're a poor person, you want to look around. You know what I mean? You want to go, this guy got this. How did he get this? You start talking to people. So he moved up in the ranks, and he was a bellboy, became a bellboy, started talking to a lot of the rich people, and he saw the designer clothes, and he saw all the fancy bags. And he said, you know what? Oh, Mingia, I can do a better job than this. So, sure as shit, flew back. He left there, and he went back to Florence in 1921. He opened up his first shop, and he started making bags, and took off from there. And then he had a flock of kids, and
yeah, he had a lot of kids.
A lot of kids. Eh?
Do you know if it was all one woman or did it the way I did it?
I think they're all the oldest of the kids who we're going to talk about tonight is Aldo Gucci. Then there was Rudolfo Gucci, Grimalda, the only daughter, Enzo Gucci. You got to be an Enzo in there. It has to always be an Enzo.
Of course.
Got to be a baker. Is Enzo?
Probably a Fredo too in there.
Probably Enzo Ferrari. But then there was Ugo Gucci and Vasco Gucci. So I believe there was 6 in total. But so Aldo was born in 1905, if I'm correct. And he, like I said, he was the oldest child. And, very handsome, very charismatic in his early teens, early 20s. Very handsome guy. I'm sure Jeannie would have been, oh, look at him, And he was very, but he had to wait till he matured. His father said, listen, you got all the weapons, kid. You're the oldest, so you go first. So he came in the store and he started flirting with the pretty girls and you look beautiful with this bag. And then he started to increase the sales, as they say. And so the father said, you got the charisma, kid. He goes, but, you got to tone it down a little bit. You can't be screwing every girl that comes into place. You know what I mean? He goes,
why not? Make bigger dressing rooms.
Yeah. So anyways, when the father saw that he had, he had the personality, like I said, the charisma, he moved him up to the front of the house. And Johnny, you'll get a kick out of this story. Okay, so one day, the Princess Elizabeth of Romania comes in. Okay, she comes in the shop and said that Aldo has been messing around with one of her servants. Her name was Olwen Price. Olwen Price. She was a dressmaker from the English countryside. Okay, so she came to see the father and she said, "Oh, what's going on with this kid? What's up with your son? He's screwing around with her." So the son fesses up and said, "All right, Dad, yeah, all right, I admit it. I'm messing around with the girl. What do you want me to do?" He goes, "But here's the thing." He goes,
healthy.
But he says to his father, "Dad, don't get upset because I'm going to marry her." But he forgot one thing. She was already pregnant by him.
At least he was being honorable.
Yeah, he was honorable. But anyway, they got married. So let me see. They had
What was her name again?
Her name was Olwen Price.
Olwen Price.
Olwen Price. So they went on to have 3 kids: Giorgio, Paolo, and Roberto. And by all accounts, it wasn't that happy of a marriage. He was always working and.
Are they ever good marriages?
You're rolling tonight. No coming twice upstairs right now. Anyway, This is a soundproof room. You know, you can't see, you can't hear nothing. Anyways, but they ended up getting married, and you know, again, she was, you know, sitting home doing nothing all day, and he was just flying all over the place. And he worked there for about 20 years with his dad, and he said, "Dad, I'm out of here." He goes, "I'm gonna go open up my own shop in Rome," and that's what he did. And you know, he took it to another level.
Well, he launched the brand. I remember that part of the history of it.
And for our audience,
Was that in the 40s?
I believe it was sometime around then. Yeah, I don't want to quote.
Yeah.
But yeah, as our audience obviously knows, especially the women, young ladies out there. Well, I should say the husbands, they paid for it anyway. For most of the women. But
you know who a friend I got to know a guy who was very responsible in promoting the brand, and he helped me early on. Johnny Agnelli. Agnelli started wearing Gucci. Forget about it. Everybody wanted to wear it because of the colors too.
Speaking of that, Johnny, thank you for that segue. So in 1954, you know, this is, as you can tell, was probably the early days of product placement, if there was any, who knows. But the Gucci bamboo handbag was featured in Ingrid Bergman's arm in Roberto Rossellini's 1954 film Journey to Italy. And the GG insignia became an instant favorite. There you go, for Hollywood celebrities, European royalty, American, you know, rich people, and that's all it took. And it just blasted off. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah.
As soon as you get that Ingrid Bergman, I can never pronounce her name, Ingrid Bergman.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Casablanca. She was also in Casablanca as well with Humphrey Bogart.
One of my favorite movies.
The best. One of my favorites as well.
Play it again, Sam.
Play it again, Sam. Of all the gin joints and all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine. That's so true. Like,
so
so many places
I
to
used
go.
to say that every night in my club in Vegas.
The guy at the end of the bar over there is all by himself. Just got dumped by a girl. He's all depressed, you know. And that was Humphrey Bogart. But that's such a great line. Of all the gin joints and all the worlds and all the towns, she walks in them. That's so true. Man, she got to come over here now.
Well, for the people that they don't know the movie, why he was so upset because she was married.
Yeah, she was married.
He wanted her.
Yeah,
he got her. I remember that scene at the airport.
Yeah.
It was a great scene. That's one movie that
I
was always
fascinating
him, and then finally I got a break and I made a movie called The Godfather. Not as good as
Louis, this could be the beginning of a great friendship.
Yeah. But
anyway. Great Claude Rains. But so that's it. So that's what's going on with the Gucci family. Again, Aldo brings it to another level. And then you know, that little film they made in 1954, that helped a lot with the profits. And you know, so we're gonna get into the family. You can't even put the tree together with these people because there's so many of them.
I know. And that's what destroyed the dynasty.
Right. And it was
the greed and you know, one thing about Italians, whether they're family or not, in fact, whatever they are, Italians don't like sharing. I don't care if you're my brother. Well, you know that, Mike.
Yeah, if you're a priest, screw. You got enough money. Call the Vatican. Call the Pope. He'll get a ton of money. He's got all the money over there. I took my son to the Vatican over the summer. We went there. I said, Christian, we went inside the Vatican.
Did you really?
Yeah, I took the whole family. I said, Christian, you see this place? He goes, wow, Dad.
We didn't know each other, and I would have called.
Yeah, I could have got it next time. We'll go. But I said, this is where the real money is.
Hello.
Right?
It's about 10 stories below.
My kids asked me, Mom, does Gianni know anybody over here when they were headed to Italy? I'm like, I'm pretty sure he knows a lot of people over there.
Oh my God, please. You know, it's funny because my first lawyer, they call them barristers over there. My first lawyer was Jim Bianco. Now his grandson is my lawyer in Liechtenstein. Is that wild? It's the same thing I did in this country. Barry Schlotnick was my lawyer when I did The Godfather. Now his son is my lawyer. And you know, once you get that kind of loyalty, and now I have a new guy in another state, Mr. Grenier, and his son is like becoming my nephew. No, but once you get a good loyal lawyer, you got a lot Doors
Right.
open for you.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys take care of each other because you know each other's secrets, right?
Well, not only that, but you know, when you get a guy like that, it's not only taking care of the secrets. When you have a lawyer, you have that allegiance because
Yeah.
you have client privilege. The FBI, you can't even talk about them. And I learned that early on. That's why I always lawyered up right away. And I made the FBI know. Everybody knew who my lawyer was because as if I let you know, you can't come and talk to me. That's how I got away with so many things because I had to call him and they had called me. He says, you got to turn yourself Monday. I said, what Monday? They said, this one. I'd go to LAX, wherever I am. I was gone. I had 3 different passports. See you later.
That's funny. For our audience, we were just talking off the air before we came on about taking a train just going one way.
Well, that was you, not me.
Yeah,
I, I always buy a round trip ticket.
we were just talking about that. He brings it up. So, anyways, I want to get to the insignia. If everybody knows that famous GG, Aldo was the brainchild behind that because they originally wanted to go with, Johnny, you get like this. They were going to go with a knight, like on a horse carrying the luggage, the Gucci luggage. But
that was.
Yeah, yeah. So they do it polos like that. The polo, you know, the polo
You
horse.
have to make it simple.
Right.
So-
I mean, I don't know how many belts I gave away because to me it was signified that because of me, a G, and I give him the
Oh,
belt.
Yeah.
Your name Greg, here's a belt.
Yeah.
But anyways, he ended up going obviously with the father's initials,
Sure.
Lucio Gucci.
Hello. Yep.
I'm surprised this guy's nickname wasn't Rabbit. I don't know why.
That's
Everything
funny.
is
I didn't know it meant that.
Yeah, Guccio and Gucci. So there's two rabbits, Gucci, Gucci. We call them in Italian. Anyways, so the family riff really got started going with when Aldo, he launched the Gucci perfume. Now we talk about Italians, they want to keep all the money. And he kept the profits for himself and his sons. And you know, his brothers, he told them, you know, avant nable. So and that was it. So that pretty much got the ball rolling.
Well, they had so much inner conflicts just in the family. They didn't even have to go start an argument with somebody else.
Yeah, they didn't have to. You know, there was a famous board meeting. I believe it was a type of board meeting with a lot of the brothers and the nephews were in there. I'm not sure what year it was. And one of the lawyers, he was saying, forget his name, don't quote me, De Solo, I forget his name, Don something. Anyways, he said he was in a meeting. All of a sudden, a fist fight broke out. They come outside the boardroom, blood all over them, the shirts are torn.
Oh, no, yeah, man. They throw ashtrays at each other.
These guys are nuts. They were nuts. But you know, when there's so much money involved, Johnny, like that's insane.
And, oh no, that's. I mean, especially anybody. You know, we shouldn't just label it as Italians. When money gets involved with family, they turn on each other. I don't care who you are. I see families get destroyed because of money.
Before in the show, I said, money's evil. It sticks on saints. Bizzica Goppolizandi, as we say in Italian. You go to the feast, you see the money they put on the saint. Sticks. Yeah. Shouldn't stick on a saint. Anyways, what do you got, Johnny? Anything about Aldo?
I want to know how much was he worth when he died? Do you know?
When he died, he died in crap. But the company pretty much dissolved itself. They got bought out by a conglomerate.
Yeah.
And the grandkids the nephews, I believe it was Maurizio, he's making deals with these big companies to buy the stake because everybody had a little percentage of the company.
Right.
And so he ended up selling it to Investcorp, something to that effect.
But he could only sell his margin of it.
Right. Eventually, they ended up buying all of it, and they got rid of the whole Gucci clan. And I mean, that was years down the road, though. That was in like the 90s, 93, I think it was.
Well, like you mentioned earlier, I think them bringing and they didn't bring him in. Tom Ford was brought in by those people.
It was Tom Ford and the attorney who ended up becoming the CEO of Gucci.
Right.
Them two were a great team together, but 20 years was enough for that, and that was it. They broke up, and Tom Ford went to go do his own thing, and you know he's doing pretty good.
Well, he realized that he was the brand. Anything, once he put his name on it, and that's what he did do. Like the ladies' evening wear
Yep.
was Gucci by Tom Ford.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So he wanted to be you know, Tom Ford, not Gucci. So
Right.
he's
Um,
right down the block, and I see him all the time.
Oh,
um,
really? Tom
Oh
Ford?
yeah, good looking guy. Good
yeah,
looking.
yeah. I see him.
Single? Just kidding.
He's single. He's single, but he's his partner
Oh,
is about 20 years older than him, which when I first met him, I couldn't believe it. But this guy could have any woman he wants or any man. Well,
Jeannie, to
who
answer your
knows?
question, Jeannie, the Gucci family ceased to be involved in the company after Maurizio sold all of it to Investcorp in 1993. Keurig, everybody knows Keurig. They own 99% of the company, and they operate the business. Keurig, if you look them up, they're buying everything. They bought Dr. Pepper out. They're doing pretty good.
really?
The guy that runs Gucci now is the president and CEO is this is from 2015. I don't know if he's still there. His name is Marco Bizzarri, Bizzarri. He took the position in January of 2015. Before taking over Gucci, he was a CEO of Bottega Veneta.
Wow.
And he served as the head of Keurig Luxury Couture in the leather good division for many years. He replaced Patrizio Di Marco, who stepped down as the CEO. So I think that Keurig is running it. I could be wrong. Don't quote me, but that's from 2015.
Well, see, and nowadays you can't be a family running a conglomerate. They don't even know the ins and outs of it.
There's so many different things going on at once. You got perfume lines, you got the women's lines, the men's, the bags.
I have the privilege. I retained a guy, and thank God I did. His name is Joe Zarro, and he's my advisor. Young man, he was with Authentic Brands, who was buying everything up, and so that's why the product behind Genie, I have to say, is our stuff, but it's having a company that has that kind of mindset. And that's why we're going now, even with our company, to QVC and expanding this year bigger than ever. We'll be in 73 countries, but it's that kind of mindset and that organization you need. You don't want to be having them fighting over their espresso in the morning. These guys,
Yeah.
so crazy.
So I saw it said in 1990 he was worth 50 million, and that would be like 100 million today.
Who's that, Aldo?
Yes.
Yeah, Aldo. He died in 1990, actually, at 84, after prostate cancer. But prostate cancer.
Oh.
He was what was he? 84? Did I right? But yeah, when the money gets involved, Johnny, it's evil. It just splits families
It really
apart.
is.
Doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter the status, nothing. But
Well,
yeah,
I'll say it openly. All my problems with my kids and their mothers is money.
yeah, that's it.
So I eradicated them all. I shut up my Father's Day. Christmas, don't even look for me. Forget about it. You know what it is? The younger generation, especially my kids, they all think they're smarter than me. Well, then why don't you have what I have and stop asking me for my money and go earn it the way I did?
At the Lozanga, as we say in Italian, at the Lozanga, go spill your blood for it, kid.
Yep.
That's incredible, because I was talking to my son today, and my kids had to grow up. Their mom was working all the time, and one of them said, "I don't ever want to work as hard as you have to, Mom. That sounds terrible." But I love kids that are going to work hard for something. And if you don't have a lot, I mean, I had 4 kids. We got by just fine, but there's not a lot to fight over. And so that's what's so funny. They've just kind of had to make their way. And that's what, I had a mother that raised 5 daughters. And if there's not a ton of money to go around, we all seem to get along pretty good.
Well, yeah, I mean, like we're both saying, Mike and I, money gets involved. Well, I know it destroyed my whole relationship with all my kids. You know, I had 40 cars up to about a year ago. I sold every car. One guy bought them all, 40 of them.
Oh, wow.
And my kids were calling me, Dad, I hear your cars are for sale. Can I have this? I said, what do you mean, can you have? How did you think I got them? It was my money. I
Yeah.
went buy. You want one? Go buy one. What do you think? I'll open the garage now and let everybody take a car? But anyway.
Anyways,
Hey,
so
I want in on that car, Dale, because I've heard some of the cars you drive.
Oh yeah, forget it.
so let's get into like the pretty much the fall of the Gucci empire. So Maurizio, okay, he got married to Patrizia Reggiani, Reggiani. They were married for, I don't know how long they were married for. Anyways, I think they were married over gotta be at least 20 years. Anyways, she was known after what happened. She was known as the Black Widow. Okay, so Maurizio was, he was doing his thing in Milan. He had his office. He was, building the brand, and so they got divorced, and she was getting, I believe, $860, $860,000 a year. Okay, for monetary, they called it monetary assistance. Okay, because she needed all that money. And
that's a monetary assistance, all right.
Holy cow.
She get assisted pretty well. More assist than Wayne Gretzky. But anyway, so now he was gonna remarry some lady named Paola Franchi. Okay, so I guess what the deal was, if he remarries, she gets half. So she'll get what? $430. She'll get less assistance. She might have to go on welfare over in Italy. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know.
If she gets married, okay, say that again. If he gets married, she gets half.
Well, one of the
but see, they're very one
they're
thing.
not like over here, Jeannie, where they get everything.
No, the bottom line
I wouldn't know.
In Italy, they realize, I'm expanding, so the money is divided.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have liked that at all, Jeannie.
I what?
You wouldn't have liked that condition at all.
Well, my dad used to have a joke. He said, I married a housekeeper. We got divorced. She kept the house. But yeah, I never kept a house, and I never, all that alimony, I had a bunch of kids. I should have been making a lot of dough, but instead I was
You're too nice of a person. You're a rarity. You're a rarity as ex-wives go. Let me put it. I know that for sure.
Speaking of money, let's go make a little money. It's time for us to make some money. How about a commercial?
All right, I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. We'll find you.
Vinny from South Philly here. I'm going to tell you, I had one of the best Sunday dinners in a long time. I'm going to tell you why. Right here. Corleone, fine Italian, brother. This stuff is the real deal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Everybody knows me out there. They know. I make my own sauce. I make my own gravy. I make my own pasta. I don't buy this stuff in the store. However, I made an exception. Why? Because my friend Johnny Russo out there, I know what he's capable of doing. I know what he's about. He's about quality. So I said, I got to take a shot. And I'm glad I did. Because, see, I've had dinner all over the world, but this product brings me back to Italy. We got the olive oil. And I've lived in Italy, okay? I lived in Calabria. I've went to Sicily. I've been to Messina. I've been to Palermo. I've been everywhere. And this oil reminds me of an old Italian couple that my father used to buy olive oil from. They used to live in the mountains, and they used to make their oil pure from their own olive grove. This is it. It brings me right back to that. And you don't need a lot. You put a little bit on your salad. You marinate. Come on. You can figure it out. This is the real stuff. I also got their arrabbiata, okay? Again, I don't buy this stuff, but I made an exception. I'm glad I did. I highly, highly, highly encourage you to try this stuff. You won't be sorry, okay? Give it a shot. You go to Corleone, Fine Italian. You order it. It comes to the door. And then all we got to do is put it together. And I'm sure you can look it up. And if you don't know how to cook it, you ask me. And I'll be over for dinner. Enjoy. Salud.
We're back.
All right, we're back. And again, we're talking about Patrizia Reggiani. This woman was making $860,000 a year from Maurizio and the Gucci company. And so Maurizio wants to go marry Paola Franchi, and she would get everything, as we say in Italian, metà. She would get 860 cut in half. So she get what? 430 grand. She couldn't live off of it. So, anyways, she really wanted to control the Gucci estate, and she wanted power to prevent her ex-husband. How you gonna get power from marrying your ex-husband and getting married? She was the Black Widow. Anyways, so what she devised to come up with the plan, she says, you know what? I'm gonna kill the son of a bitch. Okay? And
Literally.
yeah, literally. So what she does, Gianni, okay, Italians, we talk, especially in Italy, they got their own internet over there back in the days. All they do is talk. Anyways, she goes around telling big prominent attorneys in Italy, in Rome, and Milan, hey, if I kill my husband, what do I get for time? Get this, you could get that. We don't know. It depends on what kind of judge you get, blah, 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 how they, I don't know.
I can't believe she's that dumb that she went and talked about it.
I mean, if you do a background research on her, go look it up for our audience. Patrizia Reggiani. That's what she did. She was telling the maid, hey, you think I should kill my husband? Why? He's son of a bitch. He cut me in half. But anyways, so a year after the divorce, on March 27th, 1995, Maurizio Gucci was shot and killed by a hitman on the steps outside his office as he arrived for work in Milan, not Rome. People say Rome. No, he was working in Milan, in his office in Milan. The day he was killed, listen to this, Black Widow. Patrizia wrote in her diary, okay? She wrote the word, one word. She wrote that day in her diary. No, it closed. The opposite. She said, I don't know how to read this, but it's in Greek. It said paradisios, means paradise. In other words, she said that.
Why did she write that? It's interesting that she wrote that in Greek.
Yeah, she wrote it in Greek. Look it up. She wrote it in Greek. So
what did you say? She said, what was your guess, Gianni? What'd you say?
Morta.
Dead. He's dead now.
Dead.
But on January, 2 years later, on January 31st, 1997, Patrizia was arrested and accused of hiring a hitman to murder Gucci. He shot him 3 times and he hit him the fourth time. He hit him again. I mean, really, I think it was a headshot. Might have been a headshot. I don't know, but he hit him 4 times. So she's arrested, Johnny, and this woman should have wrote a book about poetry for killing people. Listen to this quote. I love this quote. She says, it's better to, you like this one, Johnny. It's better to cry in a Rolls Royce than be happy riding a bicycle. It was nuts. She was nuts. Here's another one. She said, some people have the luxury of dying in bed. Some people die in the street. But some people have the privilege to be killed.
Yeah, the privilege. That's one privilege I don't want.
Anyways,
I've tried already a few times. I'm bulletproof.
The guy she hires is a debt-ridden pizzeria owner named Benedetto Cerarullo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Cerarullo. I don't know. He was found to have been hired by Patrizia through an intermediary named Giuseppino.
Was he from Naples?
I believe he was from Rome. Don't quote me.
Rome, okay.
So she met this guy through her psychic, Pina. They called her Pina.
This is wild.
She was a high society psychic and a close friend of hers. Anyway,
I love her.
You can't make this up.
Yeah, no, you can't. She should have saw in the cards that she was going to go to jail too, because that's when she went. She went to jail too.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So everybody got a user. Most of them got 25 to 30 years or 29 years in that ballpark. They got some time. They got some serious time.
But that's a lot of time. Yeah. Well, over there, I mean, they give that kind of stuff. They take serious more so than over here.
So what's her name? Patrizia. She's such a rich woman. Even in jail, everybody knew she was high society. They let her have her parrot. Her pet ferret came to live with her in jail. Her pet ferret. I don't
Why
know.
don't you get a young man? What the hell are you gonna do with a parrot?
Why don't you get a few of them?
I don't know.
Oh,
Johnny, you'll get it. This is a good one. In October 2011, she became eligible for parole under a quote work release program, but sticking to her guns, she refused, saying quote.
literally,
Yeah, she,
literally sticking to a gun.
yeah. She refused, saying quote, I've never worked a day in my life, and I'm certainly not going to start now. With credit good behavior, she got released in 2016. She could have got out in 11. She said no.
Wow. But you know, the interesting thing is though, that's modern day. And we're not talking about ancient history here.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
16.
that's 9 years ago. Hello.
Is she
Yeah.
still alive?
I believe she's still alive. I think she's
How
75.
old would she be now?
Get her on the show. She's sassy.
She was born December 2nd, 1948. She's
Oh,
70
she's Sagittarian too.
in Mola, Italy. And,
Oh, so she was born 1948. Oh, see, young lady.
but she could have got out in 2011, but she said, I'm not working. I never worked a day in my life.
I don't blame her.
She did another, she ended up doing 18 years. She did 18 years.
Did
Wow.
she have all her
For
money?
how
when
many
she
murders
got out?
though? For 2 murders?
Oh, she killed Maurizio.
Oh, that's all. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's it. Who knows? Should have probably killed somebody else too. Who knows?
I thought you killed the other guy too, though.
No, he was the hitman, pizza shop owner.
Did she
Now,
get to keep
who,
her
do
money?
do you know who played her? Was that
Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga?
Adam Driver played Maurizio. Al Pacino, your friend, played Aldo Gucci.
I knew that. I knew
Is
that.
that House of Gucci?
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, for our audience, it's 2021. It came out. I mean, check it out. I mean, I know I think she got nominated, Gaga. But that's the Gucci dynasty, Johnny. And, you know, like they say, there's an old expression. The first generation creates the wealth. The second generation keeps it going. And the third generation destroys it. And that's what happened here. That's pretty much what happened here.
Well, see, see, if my kids are listening to the show, that's why I don't talk to them, because I don't want them to get hurt. I'll just keep the money myself.
It's for their own good. It's for their own good.
For your own good. We're
I'm
not
trying to
going to
keep
fight
you
over
safe.
money. I'll just keep it.
This will give you a laugh, Johnny. Okay. So Pacino plays Aldo Gucci. He was the oldest son of Gucci, the founder.
Right.
So Aldo's only daughter, Patricia, not Patricia, Patricia, she took umbrage with the portrayal of her grandfather, Aldo, by Al Pacino. She said, my grandfather was this is Aldo's granddaughter, sorry.
Right.
She said, my grandfather was a very handsome man.
Yes.
Listen, she says, like,
I heard about this. She hated that. She
Yeah,
hated Pacino playing him.
she said, my grandfather was a very handsome man, like all the Guccis, and very tall, blue eyes, and very elegant. She drew a sharp distinction to Pacino, calling him short with sideburns, really ugly, adding that it was shameful, quote, shameful, because he doesn't resemble him at all.
Well, that's true, but she don't realize they don't make movies for authenticity. They want marquee value. Pacino, hello.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, that is wild.
You know,
And unfortunately, by time Al played that, I mean, if he played it 20 years younger, no problem.
Yeah.
The fact that he's let himself go so badly, I mean, even on the Oscar, I'm walking out like that. I mean, I would rather stay home if I were him. But it's really crazy. And who was the person that asked for this show? I'm glad. I like that.
I think it was Jerry from Las Vegas. Jerry, big shout out.
Yeah. No, but see, this is something our audience should listen to. We listen to you. Send us stuff. It gives us a great show. This was a great show. And
It was
it's
very
a big.
good.
I mean, I love Gucci, and I wore white clothes because I was living in Monaco and all around there. But I wore white clothes for the longest time. I just loved it. I only wore white.
I would love to only wear white, but I'm usually doing stuff. I get too dirty. It's really
Well,
hard.
yeah,
But
no, well,
what-
most people do. I don't do anything. I had
That's
I had a
right.
3-man crew on my boat, and I wasn't doing nothing on that boat.
Real
But
quick, circle back. Patrizia Maurizio, she showed up at the funeral. She showed up at the funeral, the Black Widow.
wow,
The one that had him killed?
Yeah, the one that she
Yeah.
killed off.
He's got some, what's,
She's
is
a
it
black.
Motzi? Or,
When the trial was going on,
that's Jewish. Matzi is Jewish.
oh, okay, I was gonna give you the American version.
Well, in the Italian version,
I've
we'd
got a
say
bunch-
she's got some killones.
There we go.
she got a good sense.
Those, whatever they are and whatever,
Use your
Like-
imagination. It's
That's
not.
right.
It's not good for our show. Believe me.
that's right.
A little bit more, little inside scoop on the family. Okay, Paolo was the son of Aldo. Okay, they hated each other. Okay, obviously, he ratted his father out for taxes in America because he knew we don't play games over here and with taxes. He did a 1 year and 1 day in jail. Okay,
Well, I don't want to say anything, but there's a lot of famous sons right now who have podcasts that think that their past has been eradicated. Who ratted their father out and put him back in jail? I mean, it's well, I don't want to mention any names, but that's nothing new, unfortunately. And that was another reason I left my house. You think I don't have one of my kids put me in jail? Forget about it.
Yeah, Gianni, you had a lot to choose from. You had too many of them. One of them's bound. I don't know what the odds are, but you had a lot.
Well, not, and it's not. I don't blame it on my sons. When you have 10 sons
Oh,
raised by 10 mothers, what do you
right.
think she's telling them every day? What a bum I am. That's what they're telling them.
yeah.
How many girls? Gianni, one girl?
Four now. Four.
4
I
daughters?
had one girl for a long time. Then I had kids showing up, and then I was told about Marilyn having a
That-
baby, and they're thinking it's mine. I don't know. I don't want to know. She has a beautiful life by herself. But anyway, no. I mean, I'm blessed. I mean, at 81, I'm living a dream, man. Nobody's coming to knock on my door. I'll see you later.
Probably some guards. They can't get up there.
Yeah.
This was a great show, though. I mean,
That's it.
I like this. See, this
I
is what I mean, especially with your background in the movies. It's phenomenal.
I guess to sum it up, the Gucci family, the old slogan still holds true: money corrupts. Money
Oh, yeah.
corrupts.
Oh no, yeah. It's
People always
definitely-
say, money can't buy you happiness. I'm like, let me give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh
try.
yeah, not only well, how about just I used to say money can't buy you happy. How about just put a smile on my face though?
There you go. There you go. Exactly. I'm pretty sure it could buy me some happy days.
Yeah.
I always think that you go see, and the clothing, my gosh, and the shoes and the bags. That is those things.
It wasn't over the top. It was very classy,
No.
straight
Yeah.
lines, conservative, and quality. The quality was
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
I got some Gucci stuff still. I
It's
got Valentino suits that are 30, 40 years old.
still around. I believe it's still. I think it's publicly traded still. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's GUC, the symbol Gucci.
Well, it's funny because you do see the brand and just that nice sharp look. I work at the VA and before COVID, I worked in the director's office when I started there. And everyone where we worked, everyone dressed very nicely. Everyone had ties on, and that's what I found. I just think men in suits look so sharp. I love, I love that look. And Gianni, you've talked so much about when people used to dress to go to Vegas. I love that. I love those beautiful.
I
clothes,
walked on a
classy
plane
look.
last night.
Oh,
I couldn't believe it. I walked on a plane last night coming back from Mar-a-Lago. I was the only person that had a sports coat on and everybody's in their pajamas and sweatsuits. And I can't believe what's going on. And they
that's
go
right.
out that way. They have no
I know.
self-pride.
It's amazing to me. I'm not a snob. I don't think I'm a snob. I think I would just, in 1,000,000 years, you would never see me in any store in my pajamas. I don't even think I own pajama bottoms like that, but the people in their slippers and their pajamas, and I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with you? I mean, I don't even want to go be seen anywhere that I don't at least comb my hair, brush my teeth, you know.
Well, it's self-pride. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
if you don't care about yourself, who else
Oh,
will? They see you like that, they don't treat you that way.
Hey,
you
Johnny,
know,
go
that's
ahead.
exactly.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, no.
What?
I just pulled this off the wire. This is from March 20th, 2024. Talking about Gucci. Gucci owner Keurig tanks 14% after Asia profit warning, dragging down Europe luxury brands.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
they needed it. Chinese supported Gucci forever.
Yes, that's where they made a ton of money in China. They made tons of money. Japan,
Yeah.
and you know, from what I read, that the
But
Suns was
even last year with the dollar value, the euro was basically equal to the dollar by a couple of cents. New York City last year, the Christmas season was off by 22% because normally people came here with those euros and with the 20% off and all that, they were buying stuff that's 40, 60 cents off the dollar.
Yeah.
And then with the crime rate, that's why all these Barney's right down the street is closed and never opened again. Barney,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
five-story building, empty.
Other
Well,
high-end
you know, that's what they're saying, that people can't afford to keep their stores open because somebody comes in, they come in flash mobs, take.
Oh, no, that's something else. But I
Yeah,
don't,
but
I'm talking about
the price.
the value of a dollar.
If you're in New York,
Yeah,
man,
right, but
you're in Manhattan, I mean, your rents are ridiculous. Your rents are out of
Oh,
there.
yeah.
right.
You have one bad, you're screwed. You know, but
And if you're losing money.
That's why
how
people
can you
come
keep
here,
going?
it's so funny. They come to my house. I have 12 rooms. I don't know if you know that. I have 12 rooms on 61st Street. And they said to me, what do you pay? I said, I can't even tell you. You wouldn't believe it. No, don't tell me. I said, I don't pay anything.
Right. You know, Gianni, I was telling my son about that. I said, he's like, we've got to go see him, Mom. I go, I don't know if he's got enough room for us. Yeah. I can't wait. Tell us, not to get too off topic, but I would imagine, you said your new, is it a biography or a mini series about Costello?
Yeah, that's a mini series that I'm doing. It's finished.
Yeah.
It's coming out simultaneously in October 24
Oh, okay.
because Bobby De Niro is playing Costello, and that movie's coming out in the 24th of November. We are also, but we're on Fox. The same. What I like about the show, and I just looked at when they got in touch with me, the same producers and everybody else who did Get Gotti, which I watched, was done very, very well. These are the same people, and I'm very fortunate. I'm doing the Costello one, and now they just asked me to do one on Sinatra, which is another guy I really like. So it's
what are you doing, Johnny?
it's so crazy.
You're just talking about Sinatra's life. You're talking about,
Oh, I love Sinatra, and I got to know him, and I really got to know him. Most people don't know he was bipolar.
Yeah.
And when he got drunk and all that, I mean, he wasn't really a nice guy. But I used to say,
How was he sober? How was he sober?
oh, sober, he was great.
Okay.
No, but he at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, once I seen him bending that elbow too many times, he's, what are you talking about? I said, think about it. I'm going home.
I kept doing.
Oh, he tried to slap me one time when we first met
Oh, that's
at
right.
the Galleria Bar in Caesar's Palace. And he's sitting with Jilly. And I grabbed his arm in the air. And I was like a chicken bone, is how skinny he is. And I said, what are you doing? I said, try that again. And I can't tell you what I told him. And then he looked at Jilly. He said, what's he going to do? I'll put a bullet in him right here. Are you crazy? Get out of here. Like, Jilly, forget him. Well, I think that was a great show. Jerry from Vegas. And
keep the questions coming in.
Saying a salutation. We need cards, letters, subscribers, support. What we need here.
Go to YouTube,
right.
follow, subscribe to the Hollywood Godfather podcast on YouTube. It comes out every Wednesday. Put your comments on there, good or bad. Listen, we're big boys. Just for the people that make the bad comments on YouTube, that goes up. The numbers go up, not down. So it goes into the algorithm. It just gets fed into like a coal fire.
Say anything you want to say about us. Just write about us.
Yeah, just put it on the board. We don't give a shit.
We don't
Anyway.
care. If you say it get too crazy, we'll come looking for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be putting a lot of bad stuff.
Yes,
I
that's
will.
it.
I have
So
friends.
subscribe
right?
on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. That's it. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your enemies. We got some great shows lined up, guys. Great shows.
Now, who's that little kid we got to shout out to all the time?
That's right.
Oh, Jose Gama. I gotta send you something from him. He sent me a big thing. You want to know if you knew about somebody. I'll send it to Jeannie. Yeah,
Jose, we love you here.
You're
right,
You're
Jose.
prayers, pal.
You mentioned I
That's
forgot.
right.
He
Hey,
told-
just the show, we're on YouTube, but we're on all of the podcast platforms.
Every
as
medium.
well.
We're on every
So-
medium there is.
So Bill
podcast.
and Cassie and a little board, go ahead and like us on everything because every little thing helps.
HollywoodGodfatherPodcast.com. That's where you can see every platform. Put your questions, submit them on there. Again, yeah, Jose, we're pulling for you, buddy. I saw your question, buddy. I'm gonna send it over to Johnny. He's gonna take a look at it, and maybe we'll talk about it on the air if he knows anything about it. And so Jose Gama's out there. He's enjoying the rosary beats. God bless him.
Right.
And his
That's right.
father, and his dad.
All right. Well, thank you all. We're saying goodnight till next week.
Oh, wait, and don't forget, we've got a very, very special guest coming up, and you are not going to want to miss her. She
Oh,
is
next week. Oh my
fantastic.
God.
Oh, we do. I don't know.
Is April 3rd next week?
Uh,
Is that the right one? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gotta be, right? Today's the
Is
26th.
it? Yeah. Isn't it the third? Yeah.
you
How
guys
much
know.
how much can we give away right now, Gianni, about our next guest?
Well, tell her who her name is. Forget about it. I love her.
Do you want to do that?
Gucci. I love the nice name. Forget
That's
about it.
right,
I love
she's
the Gucci.
darling.
It's the Gucci's. It's all Gucci's now.
Yeah, she's the Gucci. I'm
That's
all
right,
Gucci.
everyone.
And that was that. But I'll be back.
No regrets, no complaints. Lived a life with no restraints. The little kid they all counted out, proved them all wrong, that's without a doubt. Laying there with my left side numb, 5-year bout with polio, but yes, I won. From standing on corners like how many pens you want to living in a bakery, then opening my own restaurant. Of course, I had some help along the way, friends like Frank Costello that I miss each and every day. Things from many years ago still resonate. I can still see it like it's yesterday.